Trey here from Whiskey Bend Barbecue, also a member of the Butchers of America team, coming at you from the Los Alamos Valley Men's Club. Today we're going to be talking about prime rib. It's Christmas time. It's a family favorite for us and for a lot of people. We're going to try and give you some tricks on how we do it. I know it's a big expensive piece of meat. Maybe you've been intimidated this whole time and don't want to spend, a couple $100 on a roast and mess it up. Maybe Uncle Joe's been messing it up this whole time and you're tired of eating roast beef at the end of the day. But what we're going to do here is we're going to show you our methods, and the foolproof way takes away all the guesswork, and it gives you a beautiful roast every time. Today we don't have a prime rib, but we do have a New York roast. Basically, where the end of the ribeye stops, where your prime rib is, this is where it starts on the New York side. So this method is great for any large piece of meat you're trying to keep on the rare side, your tri-tips, top sirloins, even some of your top rounds come out excellent like this. But basically our method is called a reverse sear. So we started off with a third of a New York. We trimmed it up. We seasoned it with Team USA, Butchers of America. It's excellent. Really good stuff. You can get that on butchersofamerica.org. So, got our roast, got it seasoned. The other thing is you want your roast to room temp before you start cooking. Pull it out in the morning when you get up before Christmas Day, or, I know it doesn't follow all the rules, I will season mine the night before, leave it on the counter. That way it gets all the way up to room temp, and that's what you want to start off with. So we're cut, seasoned, trimmed, rested. Next thing is we're going to move into the pan. Okay? And one of the key things is a good thermometer. You want a good digital thermometer like this. They're not that expensive. Home Depot has them. Amazon has about 1,000 different ones to choose from. But something with a digital screen, and it gives you some sort of alarm when you hit the desired temperature you want. The little dial thermometers work, in a pinch. The problem with that is to be able to see it, you're going to be opening the oven a bunch of times, and they're a little hard to tell. 120 could look like 130 and vice versa. But this takes a lot of that guesswork and a lot of that, it just makes life a lot easier. So we got it in a pan. We're just going to put that thermometer right there in the middle of it. Okay, and you can see here on this bottom one, I'm set for the high alarm at 120 degrees. That 120 is going to be that perfect medium rare top to bottom. Your ends are going to be a little bit on the more medium well side to kind of appease everyone. But yeah, so that's where we go from here. All right, so reverse sear, we're talking a low temperature. The reason there's a low temperature is if you go too high at the beginning, your middle of your roast is going to be almost like purple in the middle, and then your outer edges are going to be on the more cooked side. Kind of resembles like a shredded pot roast on your edges. But this is the way we like it. Thermometer in, oven set at 200 degrees, and we're going to put that in, close it. And then that's what's nice about this thermometer is we can tell what temperature it is. It's got an alarm. I want to briefly talk about the minutes per pound and all that stuff right there. We don't like using that. I don't like it because it's always a roll of the dice where it's going to be at. There's too much guessing in it. Meat thermometer, reverse sear, that's just the way we like to do it. All right, here we are. 120 degrees right there. That's exactly what we're looking for. All right, so we got our roast. We had it seasoned, trimmed. We got it in the oven, 200 degrees. Pulled it out, 120 degrees internal. Now what we want to do, because it's a reverse sear, we're going to put a nice crust on the back end of it. Now, if you run into a situation where your roast is done at 1 o'clock, but you're not eating till 2 o'clock, just wrap it in foil, keep it in a warm spot until you're ready to start serving. And just before you get ready to serve, you want to put that sear on it. Now, the nice part about a reverse sear is it's pretty much already been rested. So after you put a crust on it, you can slice immediately. There's no reason that you need to let your meat rest after a sear. There's a couple different ways of doing a sear. You can just crank your oven up, pull your roast out, crank your oven up to its highest setting, which is usually about 500 degrees. Put it back in, puts a nice crust, about 10, 15 minutes, puts a nice crust on there. What we like to do at Whiskey Bent is just get a hot bed of coals, and we'll put a crust right here. And you want it hot. You're gonna have some flare-ups, and you're just gonna want to put a nice crust on it. You can get it right up next to those coals. All right, guys. So reverse sear in the oven, 200 degrees, pulled at 120. Nice crust on there on the oak pit right here. This is what it looks like. On the edges, you got some medium rare, and then right there in the center. That's the nice part about reverse sear, top to bottom right there. The edges aren't overcooked, and you just have that perfect juicy medium rare right there in the middle.